Let's do it. Hi guys, it's Kiran Rai here, Farhan Saeed, and we've got Ralph Pereira. Today we're interviewing Farhan. Farhan, thank you so much for allowing us to talk to you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kiran. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Farhan, first of all, tell me, these kind of questions are very new because obviously the world is obviously changing now. You know, you don't normally get when journalists ask you the questions and how did you start, but I want to ask you something maybe you haven't been asked. How are you dealing with quarantine, first of all?
Well, Kiran, like everybody else, quite surprised, taken aback by what's happening with the world. But to be honest, I think when it started, I was actually in the middle of my US tour, and we were doing concerts around US when we got to know about the lockdown all over the world, especially in US. So we had to fly back the next flight. When I came back, we had to quarantine for almost 15 days. So we stayed in, spent time with our family. But after 2.5 months, I think we went towards smart lockdown where we are taking SOPs to do whatever we are doing, but taking care of everything we should be. But yeah, trying to take it as it comes because it's obviously very new for us too.
Ralph, question after you.
Yes, yeah. When you're doing tours like this way in the US, away from home, how do you find, trying to adjust to a lifestyle? Because, United States is a big country, whether you're going from New York to LA, were you doing gigs like from city to city or from state to state, or how was your tours programmed?
Well, Ralph, actually, we were touring for this fundraising for Shaukat Khanum, Imran Khan's cancer hospital. So they had planned 12 intercity tours where they have most following and where they know they have most donors. So we did 3 of them, Little Rock, and 2 more of them, I don't remember right now. But, over the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Monday till Thursday, it's usually off. So another 3 concerts the next weekend. So we did the first round and then we came back to New York because that was our base. And that's when we got to know that Mr. Trump has just announced the lockdown and nothing is allowed, not more than 5 people allowed at one place. So obviously that couldn't go on. So we had to come back.
You've broken up there again. Sorry, go.
They were planned absent where they have most. It started in the near. Hear me?
Yeah, you keep breaking up. You keep breaking up. There you go. Again, we're back on.
Hello?
Yeah, it's frizzing. Ralph, on your side as well?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a call in between. I just declined it. I'm sorry about
that. No problem.
Yeah. So Ralph, I was saying that, so where they had the most number of audience for their, fundraisers and everything. So we went there. So it depends, we went to intercity, interstate. We just started actually, but it just, we had to finish it because of this situation.
And tell me about your, you was the former leader of Pakistan band Jal. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Thank you.
How was it, being part of that band, etc.,
Well, Kiran, basically, I was 18 years old when we started the band Jal, and I was in my university at that time. And we recorded first song, Wolame, which became a success overnight. And then there was no looking back. So, the first 10 years of my career, I started as Jal. I was the vocalist of the band. And as a teenager, it was a dream come true coming to a band, performing all over the world. And to be honest, I was just thinking about it a few weeks back, and I don't remember how it went. It was a roller coaster ride. 10 years of my life roof just went by because, touring, doing concerts for your fans all over the world. But Jal was a very good experience. And that's how I started my career. That's how I started to know how to perform on stage, what music has, how fans respond to your music if they like it. And so basically, I started with Jal and I learned a lot from Jal. And it was a very good period of time. The band life is the thing. But yeah, as the year passed by, I think I realized that when you grow up, you evolve as human and you have your own priorities. Different band members have different priorities. So yeah, that's why we moved on. Otherwise, that's one of the best time periods of my life. Yeah.
And also, tell me more about you're the owner of the restaurant Cafe Rock in Lahore.
Yeah, Kiran, I opened a cafe because in 2010 I opened. I performed at Hard Rock Cafe in Mumbai. I performed in Hard Rock Cafe in different cities in India. And as a musician, it was a very, very good experience for me. People come in, they dine in, they have fun, they enjoy music. So Lahore being my hometown, I always thought that we're in 20th century, 21st century, and 10 years into 21st century, and we still don't have a live music bar in Lahore. So, and I know Lahoris very well. I've been in Lahore all my life. So I knew that they will enjoy it. So we started a concept with the food, family, and then live music every Saturday and Friday. Karaoke, their families used to come and they used to sing together. So it was a very good idea. And I kept it going for 3 years. And then I had to travel a lot for my music and acting career. So I had to close it down because I couldn't give it much time. But yeah, as much as I did it, I really enjoyed the experience.
Mm-hmm. And as you know, Ralph, I'll give you the opportunity to ask.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry, you mentioned in Pakistan. I never traveled to Pakistan, so it's always a kind of a intrigue to know, what is it like in a country where there is a huge population compared to the UK, much bigger than the UK. What is the difference between a Hard Rock Cafe in UK or in any other country to Pakistan? Because most of the other countries, Hard Rock cafes are very much oriented around, of course, the rock and roll music, and then of course alcohol and food and all that. What is the difference between a Hard Rock cafe somewhere else and something similar to in Pakistan or in Lahore or in Karachi?
Well, Ralph, to start with, the first difference is no alcohol. Pakistan doesn't serve alcohol. So Pakistanis have this talent of enjoying things without alcohol, which is a very big difference. Other thing in Lahore, especially in Pakistan, people love food. They love their food. That's the first thing they're going to come for. Not probably music, but food. But if you have these two things covered, then comes, that kind of a cafe in Pakistan would be, always I thought that if some known singer is singing, that's another thing. But if their family member gets up and sing with the in-house band, that's a hit. So when people from their families sing, so the people actually really enjoy that experience. But with that, I think in Pakistan we've been struggling. 20 odd years back, music was not the mainstream thing in Pakistan. Like, music was not taken as profession by a lot of people, well-educated people. People used to think that it's not a secure profession, the acting, the showbiz, the musicians. So what the reason was that, little children, they come with their families, have food, Saturday night out, they see bands performing, they see people clapping. So as a kid, you want to be on the stage. That's when I had this inspiration of becoming a singer. When I saw people on stage, I saw my bands on stage at that particular age, that's when you make up your mind. What do you want to do? So the basic idea was that. Otherwise, being a music fans, there wasn't much difference. Music fans everywhere are same. They love their music. They know how to enjoy it. But so these were the little things we had to take care of. Otherwise, that's the universal. Music fans everywhere they're the coolest.
And how do you like London? Do you because obviously London is a very cosmopolitan, westernized city. We are a bit mad. That's English. We are a bit, a bit bonkers. But at the same time, we live a very extravagant, how do you say that word? Extravagant lifestyle. Do you think if you had the time, etc., would you come to live in London? Would you come to live in the US and, come over here and showcase your great talent over here?
Well, Kiran, absolutely. Being in this part of the world, we love London. We have seen it in our movies. We have seen it in Bollywood. We have seen it everywhere. The best thing about London is you go to London, you feel like you've come somewhere abroad. It's that city, that region has some feel to it. And the most surprising thing, you guys don't like the overcast weather. We in Pakistan love that. So whenever we come to London, it's raining. We love that. So the weather of London for us is beautiful when it's raining, it's overcast.
Do you like our sense of humor?
You like what?
Do you like the British sense of humor?
I like everything about London. I love the sense of style you guys have, and you know the people who understand our language, those people who are settled in that part of the world, the kind of love they give you, because you know, being an Indian living in London, being a Pakistani living in London, when you go far away from your country, you just become more patriotic. You have more love for your motherland, and the kind of love we get, like I've performed in London, the kind of love I've got from there is like, at your first concert, you actually don't really understand, you don't believe that this is really happening, that the music you made in your room with one guitar is actually penetrated in this part of the region, and people are actually loving it. They're singing with you. Recently with the drama I did, Suno Chanda, the maximum following I got is from London, and it's not only Pakistani. There's Bangladeshis, Indians, Pakistanis, in Nepal, everywhere they understand this language.
And also,
so you know, that kind of
no, Farhan, please. Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry about that. Please
yeah.
go.
So that kind of city where everyone is one, and there's no Pakistani, Indian, Bangladesh. They're one unit, which loves to hear from you, your music, your acting, whatever. So it naturally feels really good.
And who's your favorite? Who's your favorite idol? And it doesn't have to be in India. Who's your favorite Pakistani singer that you look up to, and that keeps you going and that keeps you driving? Because I know we've got Rahat Fateh Ali Khan. Is that right? Is he the?
Yeah.
He's a massive inspiration in Pakistan.
Absolutely, Kiran. The years when I was growing up, actually, my inspiration and my all through my childhood and since till I started music, were two people I've heard everything they've done: Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and Jagjit Singh Ji. So they poles apart actually. One was Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, a total different sense of music. Jagjit Singh Ji was a ghazal singer, and then you know how he was.
Well, we just interviewed Mr. Rafa Ali Khan about half an hour ago.
Oh wow, great! So
Yeah.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, you know, is. But you say, I'm so happy for him taking the legacy forward of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. It wasn't easy. It wasn't even possible to fill in the shoes of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, the great. I don't know. Rahat did such brilliant job with what he's doing. He did not try to copy him. He did not try to do what Khan Sahab used to do. He made his own space, and you know, everybody loves Rahat.
Have you met him before?
Rahat, I meet him very often.
Good, excellent. Ralph, question after you.
Yes, yeah. You know, you mentioned that singer, actor. What is it like to be in Bollywood? You know, because you know, it's like everything. You know, everybody inspired to go and work in that in Bollywood if you come from an Asian kind of a culture. So, what is it for you? You know, being in Bollywood,
in the Pakistan cinema and
yes.
the film industry, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you. See, Ralph, when we started the band Jal, and when we started music and doing music in Pakistan, we never thought that we're gonna make it to Karachi, for that matter, from Lahore. Like, we just did a couple of students started strumming guitar and made music. When it made to India, and the first time I went to Mumbai, and we had a launch show, and they announced on the stage, "Please welcome Pakistani band Jal," and we were performing in Mumbai. It felt out of this world. I I am a hardcore believer of the thing that if there should be two people best friends in this world from different countries, it should be Indian and Pakistani. We eat same, we speak same, we abuse same, we do everything same. So you know, the people, how they relate, the language first of all. So Bollywood is the biggest platform we have in this region. How? Because see, it's more than 1 billion population in India. The numbers are crazy. It's huge. And when India and Pakistan are combined, it's a huge number of population, you know, these people. So if the same language penetrates to this kind of audience, so as an artist, it's your dream to be followed by all this region. So I've done a couple of songs in Bollywood, and it obviously kicks your career as an artist. Everybody knows you around this region. Bollywood has been followed by Bangladeshis, by Nepal, wherever this language is spoken, the people who are settled outside abroad in London, in US, wherever. So obviously it gives you a great kick in your career. It helps you. And I really hope so that it starts again. All our artists were working together. The Indian singers used to come in Pakistan. Pakistani people used to go crazy. We used to go to India. It was the best experience ever. So
Do
as
you
an
miss it?
artist,
Do you miss going to India?
absolutely, Kiran, every day, because I have best of my friends in India, in Delhi. They like I met them 5 years back, and it feels like I never like I knew them since my childhood. They were my best friends, and it really feels bad that it takes one day just to finish everything. As an artist, as a human being, it really hurts me. But
Do, do you think?
I'm very very hopeful.
So after you, no, no, go after you. Sorry, Fran. After you.
Yeah, I'm very very hopeful that it's not gonna. They can't keep us away for longer time period.
Yeah, I
We
hope
will
they
come
just.
back. We're like
Yeah, you're like a family, man. Pakistan and India should be like a
ab-
family. You know, you're all the same.
absolutely.
We're all the same,
This,
man. We're just all human beings. We just have a country. But let's not get too much in politics, because you know,
yeah, yeah.
let's not go too much into that. We got a tupper us,
Um,
but yeah.
we
You know,
really we really hope it just gets better soon. So let's end to this.
that's a very safe answer. Very safe answer. Uh, but all right, I want to ask some fan questions about you because I think fans would love to know. So, you know, we've talked about your work. We've talked about, you know, you meeting the great Imran Khan, the Prime Minister, you know, your cafe, you know, your 2.4 million followers on social media, you know, over 4 million people on Facebook. You know, you've got a combined nearly 10 million together. That is a big thing. Now, you've obviously worked with all the top models in Pakistan. You've done lots of Bollywood stuff. Now, here these questions are coming. What's your favorite sport, despite cricket?
Well, I love being a Pakistani. Obviously, cricket is in my blood. But other than cricket, football. I love football. I love playing FIFA on PS4. That's what I've been doing all this quarantine life. 2.5 months playing FIFA on PS4. But I love watching big games of football. I love following the World Cup. Other than that, I don't get much time because of my shoots and all. But yeah, I know what's happening in the world of football as much as I can. But yeah, that's what I and I play almost every sport actually. I play table tennis. I I've been a sporty kid all my life. So yeah.
Well, I think we need to get on the badminton court and show you how it's done. You know?
Well, I started doing it in this current time. We started playing badminton. After 4 days, I realized that I really need to work on my stamina to be back on the court. So I left it at that.
And Raf, direct fan question, please.
Yes, yeah. Who do you idol in singing apart from your songs? Is that you have a kind of a somebody who's like a god for you?
Well, obviously, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and Jagjit Singh to start, they're not with us anymore. But in the current scenario, I loved Sonu Nigam all my life. I followed very, like all my student life, I've followed these bands. I love Coldplay. I loved U2. And there was a time I used to listen to Metallica too at one point of time when I was in school. So, when we had all these assignments and all, and we didn't know how to do it. So we used to play Metallica just to get it out of our system. So, yeah, so basically in Pakistan, we all our student life we have had different kind of music range. We used to listen to the English bands. We used to listen to this. I love Eric Clapton, by the way. I loved Craig David. So I used to listen to all kind of music because as a musician, I never used to stick to one kind of music because then it starts reflecting in your own music. So yeah. So intentionally, I used to listen to all of these kind of genres so that they can inspire me, but not that much that it starts showing in my music.
And when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you do? Do you put your are you a breakfast person at the start, or do you brush your teeth when you wake up in the morning? How do you start your day? Do you have a protein shake, a smoothie? You know.
Well, in my very good days, Kiran, yeah, I brush my teeth and right away I have a protein shake and I go to gym. A very good day. But normally when I'm not going to gym in the morning and I'm going in the evening, so what I do is that obviously I brush my teeth and then I go to my piano and I start practicing for 1 hour every day. And that's what I cannot live without because I feel incomplete if I don't have my voice for the day to sing whatever I can. So that's one important thing that I do practice every day for 1 hour on my piano or harmonium or whatever. And then it depends what I'm doing. If I'm like right now in the quarantine, we are shooting for a drama that was left incomplete because pro COVID we were shooting, and then this 2.5 months lockdown. And then today I'm actually talking to you on the set of this drama, which we're shooting with all SOPs followed.
Tell me about your. Actually, you know what? Still, a couple of fan questions. Ralph, your question, direct fan question.
Yes, yeah. If you had to travel to all these major cities, which is your favorite city?
Well, it'll look like you guys, I'm talking to you guys, that's why I'm saying, but it's London. I'd love to come to London anytime.
Oh man, I have to say, right? Are you a tracksuit man? Because you look like a very smart man with a tie. You look like the real Bollywood actor sitting there. Are you more like, when you lounge around the house? Do you wear pajama? Do you wear,
I'm
yeah,
absolutely a pajama and a t-shirt all the way.
yeah. And if I had to give you, if I came to your Hard Rock Cafe and I said to you, right, I'm going to order you a plate of fruit, would it be apple or would it be nariyal or would it be watermelon? What's your favorite fruit?
It'll be a pineapple.
None of the ones I suggested. And if now, before obviously your career started, most Bollywood actors and Hollywood and Lollywood actors, Pakistani actors, they drive their own car. Are you driven around now? Do you get driven around, and do you have your, do you miss driving, or do you drive yourself still?
Well, 90% of the time I drive myself, Kiran, because I am very paranoid if I sit with somebody. And I don't get the paranoia when people are sitting with me, but I am very paranoid. I can't sit with anybody else. I just only trust my driving. But yeah, I've been driving all my life as a student. I used to go to university, but I love driving. Actually, I love driving, and I feel very comfortable if I'm driving. So even if I am driven around, I'd rather want it the other way around. I'll drive myself.
This is a quite deep question. What gets you stressed out? What gets you stressed, and what stresses you out in number one, life, and number two, the industry? What stresses you out? What annoys you?
Well, Kiran, that's a very good question, because if you asked me this question 2.5 months back, the answer would have been different. Because I was kind of a guy who was planning everything and knew what's going to happen. The musical career, acting career, where are we going? What are we doing? Every time thinking about work. But since this quarantine and this corona, the COVID-19 thing happened, I realized that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And you should live the day by itself. You live by the day. I think what I've come to understand is that plan your day, live it to the fullest, and then see what's going to happen tomorrow. And there's nothing to be uh, afraid of. There's nothing to be, you just don't have to think much. You just go by the flow, go with the flow. So, probably, I don't know if you knew that our movie was scheduled to come on this Eid, which was already everything. And then everything this happened. So, obviously we had planned a lot of things, but nothing you can do when something is planned from above there.
Well,
so yeah,
And what are you? And last, Ralph, we'll have two questions each, and then we'll give him a break because I know he's probably getting back to shooting. What are you scared of? What's the most thing that you're scared of in your life? And what hurts?
Being alone, Kiran, because I love being with people. I love my people. There's somebody who told me once, and that's the lesson of my life. That in your life you don't earn money, you earn people. When you're going up, earn your people. So when you're coming down, they're very nice to you. So I earn my people. I have very good friends. I have best of friends. I have best of my family members, and I want the support all the time. Let it be whatever it is, but I want that. So yeah, being alone is probably the biggest fear.
Ralph, I get my question, Ralph, and then two more for you, and then we're done. If you had a choice to choose to work with Salman Khan or Amitabh Bachchan, Hrithik Roshan, and Amir Khan? Who would you work with?
Wow. Okay. So first three options, I made my answer, but the fourth one confused me a little. I think my favorite in them is Amir Khan for sure, but I would love to work with Amitabh Bachchan.
What do you think? Okay, you know what? I'm not going to ask you that question. That's too political. Raf, after you. Go on, after you.
Yeah, Farhan, what I like to know is, I know sometimes we have to face this, all of us anyway, because all our lives are going to be changed the way how things are going to be. What do you think now, in your industry? Because, all the events around the world are not going to happen for various reasons. We don't know when, etc. How do people like yourself plan now? Because events are the lifeblood of entertainers, right? So in the next 6 months, how do you, foresee this is going to turn out for people like yourself?
Well, Ralph, actually, this is something we can only predict. We can only predict what we think. All of us, we don't know anything for sure what's going to happen because this is something we have never experienced in our life. But what I think is that, see, this is not going to go away. We all know that this virus is not going to go away. We have to live with it.
Of course.
And when we have to live with it, it doesn't scare me because we are very intelligent species. We can live with anything. We can overcome anything. The only thing we know right now is that we really need to be careful all around the world. Some people, actually, the first stage of this pandemic is denial. The entire world, few of us, they didn't believe there's something like this.
Yeah.
How can something like this happen? Yes. And the second thing, unfortunately, which comes when this spreads is the panic. So after denial, it goes straight to the panic when everyone is getting around you. So you panic, you get scared. So when we're through all of this, I really think that we almost are. What's going to happen is that we're going to follow the SOPs. We're going to start working through smart lockdowns. Everybody's going to go back to normal, start living with it. And eventually, inshallah, I really hope that we get the vaccination, we get the vaccine of this thing, and we start living with it because there's no other way. If we see the concerts, the cinema, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever I'm related to, except this shoot at this set, is all related to the crowd. If I go to a concert, there has to be a crowd. If I release my movie, it has to be a cinema. And we want people to come in, but we don't want people at the cost of their health, at the cost of their lives. So obviously, all the artists around the world, we understand this. We are ready to wait because this is something we never thought going to happen with the world. So I think we all have to be very, very brave, very, very patient. And I'm very, very sure that in another 60, 80 or 90 odd days, inshallah, the world's going to get back to normal.
Right.
Okay. And last thing, any message to your beloved fans, or who would you like to support? Who would you like to, who would you like to dedicate your success to?
Well, obviously, all my fans around the world. I love my fans from Pakistan, India, London, New York, wherever they are. They don't understand. They probably don't know that our one Instagram post, when we put it, they comment. We release a song, they love it, they like it, they share it. We release a movie, they follow it. That's the only thing that keeps us going. There's nothing else. We are what we are because of them. There's nothing else. If they don't support the artist, if they don't,
are you proud to be from Pakistan?
Absolutely, any day, Kiran, any day. I accept it with all that it comes with, and I take the responsibility of improving if there's something not right, and I take the pride in whatever we are as human beings.
Well, let me just pause this.